morning, beloveds. We had a bit of excitement this morning. The reason I am late is because I lost the book. Yeah. I guess in all of the chaos last night of the live stream, which we did, if you haven't seen it, please check it out on the YouTube or the scroll back on the Facebook page. We did a soul session with 4 military veterans, and it was great and interesting. And I'm not just saying that because my husband was one of them, but yeah. So they talked about their military service, why they got in, some of their experiences. It was really interesting. And I mean, I grew up in the military. My dad was in boot camp when I was born, and he was in the Air Force until I was 14. And then my mom actually got a job at the Air Force and was in the Air Force for 30 years. So, I was in my 30s before she got out. Yeah. The soul sessions are interesting. They make a real effort to find interesting people with interesting lives and dig a little deeper. So please check them out. Please check them out. Go to the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel and look for the playlist called Soul Sessions. I cross-post them. They're in like three different playlists, but the fastest way to find them is to go to the Soul Sessions. All right, it is July 22nd. Our title is I Have Illumination. Our Bible quote is, "Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, everlasting doors, and the kings of glory shall come in." And that is Psalm 4:27. The gates represent the place in our consciousness where the divine flows into the human experience. The light, which artists painted around the saints, represents the light of heaven. Illumination, or cosmic consciousness, is a reality. This is what Jesus referred to when he said, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." As the dawn of illumination breaks and the shadows of evil flee, the hills of God are touched with the glow of divine rays. I wake up to the thought that I am one with all life. I lift mine eyes to the sky and sing with the joy of one who beholds the eternal presence in everything. Today, I lift up my consciousness to the light, and I know the King of Glory will come in. Today, I find this inner light, this candle of the Lord, trimmed and burning, for I know that the bridegroom, which is Christ, my true self, will enter my consciousness. I know that there is a divine radiance emanating from everything. I know that in this light, which emanates from the very center of everything, there is no darkness at all. In this light, I see the light. Okay. Where we live, we have a really fantastic museum. Actually, we have several really good museums. The benefit of living in a very large city. Or, I don't live in the city. I live in the city next to the big city. But, point being, we have several fantastic museums. And I've seen, and I don't remember who it was. I don't remember which museum it was. But there was a lot, whatever museum it was, or whatever exhibit it was, there was a lot of religious iconography. And there were different kinds of halos that they painted behind the scenes. Sometimes they were triangles, sometimes they were round, sometimes they were kind of egg-shaped. And the different halos, the different shapes, meant different things. I do not remember them, but it was fascinating that the different shapes of the halos meant different things to the painters and to the people of the time. And so it was interesting because they recognized that there's different kinds of illuminations or different levels of illuminations. I mean, even to this day in cartoons, when a character has an idea, a light bulb still flashes. It is about letting the light in And there's various ways that we can let the light in and various ways that we can let the light out. And I've seen one, and I want to say it's not Emerson, but talking about the cracks, because the cracks are where the light get in. So, and also where they get out. Sometimes we have such good shields, the light can't get in or out. All right, so the title is I Have Illumination. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, everlasting doors, and the kings of glory shall come in. I say that's one, because it doesn't mean anything to me. Go look at it in context. Go read the rest of Psalm 4, because this is Psalm 4:27. Go read the line before, go read the line after, just go read the psalm. And it might give you an idea of what they're talking about here. Now, Ernest and Raymond have an idea. The gates represent the place in our consciousness where the divine flows into the human. What Jesse would say is that's the place where nothing has ever been wrong. Or, as I like to say, the place where we meet the unfiltered God. There is a place within us. And if we keep it shuttered, if we keep it, closed, then the light's never going to get out. So what have we got to do to open that place? Well, one, we have to go there. We have to make a conscious effort to go there. And then two, we have to be willing to take the guidance that comes out of it. The light which artists painted around the saints represent the light of heaven. Illumination or cosmic consciousness is a reality. I mean, that's a statement. Illumination or cosmic consciousness is a reality. Whether you believe in cosmic consciousness or not, cosmic consciousness believes in you. You've heard it said that way before. It's like, you can deny that there is a cosmic consciousness all you want, but there is one, and you have the ability and the right to use it, but you have to consciously choose to use it. You have to be consciously willing to know more, to be open to more, to bigger and grander ideas. This is what Jesus referred to when he said, open quotes, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven," close quotes. You have to be willing to accept the guidance of going to that place that nothing has ever been wrong. You have to be willing to accept the guidance of that unfiltered God. You have to be willing to look around you and see everyone as a beloved child of God. You have to be willing to look in your own eyes and see God looking back at you. That cosmic consciousness, to recognize that all life is connected. As the dawn of illumination breaks and the shadows of evil flee, the hills of God are touched with the glow of divine rays. This is one where that poetry, I suspect, may be Raymond Charles. Ernest didn't write like that. At least not in my experience. I haven't read everything Ernest has written, though, so don't take that as gospel. I wake to the thought that I am one with all life. And see, that's what I just said. All life is connected. That's that cosmic consciousness. Recognizing that all life is God. And that all life is connected. And that we are part of it. We are part of it. I lift mine eyes to the sky and sing with the joy of one who beholds the eternal presence in everything. I lift mine eyes to the sky and sing with the joy of the one who beholds the eternal presence in everything. The one who is willing to see God everywhere. And if you are willing to see God everywhere, how could that not make you happy? Okay, one reason being, what's your relationship with God? And if that doesn't make you happy, then there's where your work is. That's where you want to start. If looking around everywhere and seeing God looking back at you, looking in your own eyes, seeing God looking back at you is terrifying, then that's where you start your work. What is your relationship with God? And who has informed it? Start there. Because God is a patterning intelligence, not a personality. God is not a great white man sitting in a chair with a great big book. That's not who God is, okay? God is the creative impulse. God is creation. God is harmony and peace and joy. God is the idea. Not an idea, but the idea. And all other ideas come from that. And if we can get away from that great accountant in the sky and see God in the big and the little, it will change our relationship with God. And then phrases like that won't terrify us. Today, I lift up my consciousness to the light, and I know that the King of Glory will come in. Because I'm open to it. I'm willing to accept it. I'm ready. I'm willing to go where that idea leads. Today, I keep this inner light, this candle of the Lord, trimmed and burning. Okay, trimmed and burning. Not a lot of us use candles anymore. They're not a major source of light. But if you want to keep a candle burning straight without sputtering, it is important to maintain it, to trim the wick down to a certain length, to take the char off of it. It does require maintenance, okay? So right in here, if you want to keep your light bright, you got to take care of it. How do you take care of it? Spiritual practice. Spiritual practice. Whew. For I know that the bridegroom, which is Christ, my true self, Christ is our true self. That is our software. Will enter into my consciousness because it's already there. But what we want to do is bring it from the subconscious into the conscious. We want to actively use that Christ mind. I know that there is a divine radiance emanating from everything because I know that everything is made from God. I know that in this light, which emanates from the very center of everything, there is no darkness at all. Because there is a place in you where there is nothing but light. Nothing but light. There is a place within you that is God. And that is the place you go in your spiritual practice, in your prayers, in your treatment. You go there. You go to the place where nothing has ever been wrong, where nothing can ever be wrong. And you fill up on that energy, and then you bring it back into this world. You bring that light back into this world, and you do your work. And here's the good news. You're not doing that work alone. Every single person on this planet has that light within them. Every single person has access to that. And every single person has a part of that work to do themselves. And we will do much better jobs when we recognize this and learn to work with each other. I know that in this light, which emanates from the very center of everything, there is no darkness at all. In this light, I see the light. Because in this light, I come into the consciousness of who I am. I am a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased, always and forever, because it is a state of grace. It does not have to be earned. You are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased, always and forever, because that is a state of grace. There is nothing that you can do to get out of it, and there's nothing that you have to do to get in it. You are in it because you are made of God's stuff. Because you are God having an experience of itself. You are spirit in motion. You are spirit in matter. So our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to behold the eternal presence in everything. which means being willing to look around and see God everywhere, to look in each other's eyes and see God looking back at us, to look in our own eyes and see God looking back at us, to look in other living beings that don't look like us and see God looking back at us, and to look around at all of nature and recognize that that is God looking back at us. That's the mission. That's the mission. Always the mission. We just use different words. It's about recognizing the Christ consciousness within us and using that, finding that place within us of light and going there on a regular basis. All right, beloveds, that's the mission. I do encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. I would encourage you to drink plenty of water. I keep watching the weather. They just keep saying it's going to get hot. I'm like, it's already hot. So please drink plenty of water. Please take care of yourself. A face full of sun first thing in the morning. I'm a big advocate. I'm a big advocate of a face full of sun. It will reset your hormones. It will help you with your energy. It may help you sleep better at night. So go get 5, 10, 15 minutes. And while you're doing that, maybe engage your mind and your body. Go for a walk. Or it was run day, so we went for a run. But do what you need to do to take care of yourself. All right? And while you are moving through the process of your day, please open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven now. Right here, right now. It is all around us. Because everything around us is made from God's stuff, including us. So, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Okay, beloveds. It's Thursday. Right now, I don't know that there's anything going on Thursdays, but if you want to know for sure, email info@creativelife.org. Get on that mailing list. That will let you know. You can always check with check the Facebook page, and there, because Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. And we do have an amazing YouTube channel for you. There's a lot of stuff on there. All of the Sunday services for probably the last, I think going on 2 years. I think we started in July of 2019 putting the Sundays up. And so check that out. All of our guest speakers are up there. I've tried to organize it to make it as easy as possible. It's the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel. And you can catch me on the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel. So feel free to go like and subscribe both of those channels. All right, beloveds, do what you need to do to make it a wonderful day, a fantastic day, an amazing day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, just have a day. But know that you are loved. All right, beloveds, I will catch you tomorrow.